Welcome to the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. Come with us, Out of Bounds, as we discuss and debate the latest topics in the world of sports. We have a great show ahead, so let's get to it.
Support for the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you with the best for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. We have an exclusive offer from our listeners, 20% off plus free shipping with the code OUTOFBOUNDS at manscaped.com. Now let's go out of bounds. Hello and welcome to the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Harrison. So tonight we're going to dive into this Maverick and Utah game. The Mavericks got the win, 111-103. I want to take you to the live game show. I'm going to be asking live questions. So I'm going to be having the audience involved with the live post-game Mavericks show. So stay tuned for that. Currently, we're awaiting the arrival of Mavericks head coach Rick Carlisle. Once he does come up, then I will have my questions prepared. Now, I might not be able to get to ask a question, but we'll see. Ironically, the last couple of times I was on the post game, I had a question and I didn't get a chance to ask it, but it was asked in a different way. So hopefully I will be able to get my question answered.
Laying down on the job here, but Rick is about to walk in the room. So if you guys have questions for Rick, please raise your hand.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
All right, let me start recording and then you can go ahead. All right, Rick, go ahead.
Well, obviously, a tremendous job defensively. Fourth quarter, things got revved up a little bit, when they were trying to come back, and they got into a little bit of a shot making streak. But hold these guys to 103. It's a hell of a job. The difference was, we just came out and we were much more physical than we were last time we played them. And that was a long time ago. It was late years ago. But we knew that we needed to play with a lot more presence, and we did that. And for the first question, the defensive belt tonight went to Nico Melli. His on-off defensive numbers were by far the best on the team. He had a couple of block shots and a steal, and he was part of our improved physical disposition at the start of the game. So he's the defensive belt winner.
All right, let's go ahead to start with Brad.
Yeah, I want to ask you about Dorian's play tonight. When he came back from COVID, those first couple of games of his were in Utah, and he just looks like a different guy out there, especially the last few games, but tonight in particular.
He's such an important part of our team. And look, tonight we needed his defense, his rebounding, and his scoring. We were pretty sure they were going to put Gobert on him again at the beginning of the game, and that was going to open up a lot of open threes. I think he was 2 for 8 in the first half. May have hesitated on one or two of them in the first half. At halftime, we just said, "Hey, look, this is wait bout, and we don't care about stats. We got to be fully committed with everything we're doing." In the second half, he stepped into him and hit big shot after big shot. So. He did everything tonight, including drive the ball and make free throws and, guard multiple positions and all that stuff. So, really, obviously a very important guy to us. When their family had the child, 2.5, 3 weeks ago, he got a 2-game rest, which I think was something that also, energized him when he came back. And so, he's had a great run ever since then.
Tim Cato?
Hey, Rick, I was also going to ask about Dorian. I'll try to make this a little bit more specific. When a player's going into a game where they're expected to be guarded by a big man like this is, like Gobert did for a lot of it's a very playoff style defense. You said you talked to him at halftime a little bit about just not hesitating. Even more generally than that, what are you looking for a wing player in that situation who probably isn't used to shooting 17 times or attack the dribble as much as he did in this game? What are you telling them, and what are you looking for in a game like that?
I've said it before. I mean, there were a couple games in the bubble where he took a lot of shots. The game we beat Milwaukee in overtime in the bubble, they're doing the same thing. They had Lopez on him, and they were basically letting him shoot threes, and he made a bunch of them. Look, he's in his, I don't know, 4th, 5th year. I'm losing track, but he's an experienced player, and he's been through some of these situations before. I mean, he was through it twice earlier in the year. We played these guys at Utah. The difference there was it was his first and second game off COVID. We're playing at 4,300 feet, and we're playing against a team that was on skates. Compared to our guys that were just coming back. So. Tonight's a different night. And so, his all-around play was absolutely tremendous.
Eddie?
Just double checking from before the game, did you get any further clarity or update on KP, and will he travel to Houston?
I haven't talked to Casey yet, so I don't have an answer. Do you have another question?
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Okay, Corey.
Corey from the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. How you doing, Coach?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. So it seems like this team is really peaking at the right time. Very impressive win. And so how proud are you of this team, considering just how the season started with everything going on?
I like what we're doing. I like the direction that we're going. But if you ask the guys in that locker room, they're going to tell you we haven't done anything yet. I mean, there's a long way to go here. There's a lot of ground to make up that we lost early. We're trying to get into the top six. We're really not looking at the standings, but we're just looking game to game, and we're really being as process oriented as we can be. The Houston game Wednesday night's another huge game. They've been a struggling team, and all that, but we've got to keep our eye on the ball, and we've got to go in there and find a way to take care of business. None of these games are easy.
Okay, we're going to do one more, and that will be Nicole.
Hi, Coach. Congrats for the win.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What do you think was the key for the Giants in offense, especially in the perimeter?
The key to the game?
Yes, especially to hold the offense in the perimeter.
Well, there was a quotation we talked about before the game. Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. And, last two times we played, we were the ones that got hit in the mouth. And we knew we had to be the ones that were hitting tonight. Our level of physical presence was much, much better, just all the way across the board. And I think that was the key to the game. They felt us the majority of the game. They're a great team, and they've been by far the best team in the league all year. I mean, they just won 9 in a row by, an average of 19 points per game or something like that. And so we have great respect for them. And, we're just, we're understanding more and more, the level of sacrifice, the level of physicality that it takes to consistently win in this league. And, every single game is going to be a challenge, and the schedule is extremely dense from here on out. And so, we're going to have to be very strategic with everything that we're doing. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Okay, in terms of players, we'll have 4, Dorian, Luca, Tim, and Jay Rich. I'll let you know when we have somebody on his way. Okay, we have Luca walking in the room. If you can raise your hands for Luca, please. I think it's Luca. Situation. All right, let me record, and we will start with Kevin Gray. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Luca, this team has won 19 of its last 26 basketball games. What does a confidence win like this do for the overall confidence of this team, knowing how well you guys have been playing lately?
I mean, every win is a confidence, Any NBA team can beat you, so every win is a confidence here. Obviously, this one, they're first in the West or second, so obviously it's a big win. You got to keep rolling like this.
Jim from Ireland.
Hi, Luca. I just want to take you back to the end of that third quarter, the 2 3-pointers, your one, and then Tim Hardaway's one from the logo sign. Can you talk us about those 2 moments? There were key pivotal moments in the match. your three-pointer, and then your assist for Tim's?
I mean, I don't think it was a key moment. The key moment was, for me, the whole game. Defense. That was the key to the game, and I think we played an amazing defense today. And on a team like Utah, it's very difficult to do. I think that was the key.
Okay, we'll move to Espanol. Eric?
Hola, Luca, ¿me escuchas?
Sí.
¿Qué significa ganarle a un equipo que está posicionado en el primer lugar de su conferencia, ganarle? ¿Y qué parámetro les da a ustedes para ver en qué momento, en qué nivel están actualmente? ¿Para qué está este equipo después de haberle ganado a este Jazz de Utah?
Significa mucho, pero todavía hay muchos partidos, así que deberemos seguir así, ¿no? Estamos en un momento muy bueno y lo importante es ahora seguir así.
Leonardo?
Luca, buenas noches, te saluda Leonardo Torres desde Perú. Felicitaciones por la victoria. Luca, esta victoria ante Utah es un empujón anímico para el equipo y sobre tu juego, ¿crees que has mejorado en defensa?
Bueno, es algo que, como he dicho antes, que siempre una victoria te da confianza y ahora llevamos como 5 seguidas y que estamos muy confiados, pero ahora tenemos que seguir así. Y lo de defensa, bueno, sí, mejorado del año pasado ya todavía. Creo que este año estoy mucho mejor.
Okay, and the last one will be Nicole.
Hola Luca, desde Puerto Rico, para TAT Deportes. El equipo ha respondido muy bien esta noche de manera colectiva, con otros 4 jugadores en doble dígitos. Así que, ¿cómo te sientes en este punto de la temporada con el crecimiento y la consistencia que están teniendo de cara ya a los playoffs que están un poco más cerca?
Bueno, estamos muy confiados, como he dicho antes, y creo que tenemos que seguir así, tenemos que seguir mejorando y bueno, queda muchísimo y primero hay que entrar en playoffs, así que ya veremos luego cómo va.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luca. Okay, we have Tim walking. 10 questions. 10 questions for Tim. Okay. All right, we have Tim. Thanks, Tim. Let me record, and we'll start with Kevin. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Tim, you guys 19 out of your last 26 basketball games. What does a win like this do for the confidence of a team that you beat that's won 9 straight, one of the best, if not the best in the NBA? What it says about what you guys are doing going forward?
It says a lot, but you can't hang your head off this win. We knew that they got the best of us when we were in Utah, so we just wanted to do a great job of coming out tonight, being the aggressor, and just keeping our foot on the gas pedal the whole entire game. So we just giving all of our guys credit for just sticking with the game plan that the defensive coaches gave us, and we just made sure we did that in the game. So with all that being said, it was a great win.
Eddie?
I know it doesn't come down to individual matchups, but how satisfying was it to kind of go toe-to-toe with the other Sixth Man of the Year candidate and actually get go toe-to-toe and get a break-even split out of that, at least in the points department?
It was good. Jordan, he does a great job of just moving on to the next play. So that's their spark coming off the bench. He's been doing a heck of a job all year long, and he's going to continue to do that. So you just got to match his energy and match his aggression once he checks in the game.
Okay, Jim from Ireland.
Hi, Tim. One thing that struck me there was the team rebounding game there today. And you yourself, you rebounded Rudy Gobert a few times as well. You out-hustled them on the boards for a few things. So everyone throughout the team was contributing in terms of rebounding today.
Yeah. I think it was just more so of gang rebounding. They killed us on the boards at their place in Utah, the 2 games we played them. So we just wanted to do a great job of just helping our big guys out there and us guards checking out our man and still going in there to help the bigs. So we just made sure that we did a great job in that part of the game.
All right, thanks.
Thank
Tim.
you.
All right, Dorian has an infant to get home to, so
Yeah.
he's up next.
Yeah,
That's why, and we also have Jay Rich standing by, so if you can go ahead and raise questions for Dorian.
I score points, but I get it even plus minus. That's crazy, huh?
Let me just frame you up here a little bit. All right, and the hands are going. All right, Brad, go ahead.
So if there's any way you can do this, explain how much differently your body feels now as when you first came back from COVID, you had to face these guys at 4,300 feet. Tonight, you just look so much more lively.
It just, playing in Utah is already, tough, but, coming back off of COVID, it was already, my chest, when you got COVID, your chest already hurt. So when you come back into Utah, it was like the perfect place to get back in shape. But I just want to make a shot. So I knew I was going to get shots this game because I knew they was going to put Rudy on me. And everybody on the team kind of knew Rudy was going to guard me too. So they were just saying, shoot it every time. If you shoot 15 threes, that's okay. And I was like, well, I shot 12.
All right, Callie.
Rick also mentioned, speaking of breaks, that the 2 games missed when Asen was born maybe kind of helped your body rejuvenate and kind of get, rested a little bit. How do you feel since coming back in this stretch? What do you think that break might have done for your legs?
It was good. And also just, with all this stuff going on and, wifey, having a healthy pregnancy, healthy delivery, that just took a lot of pressure off, a lot of pressure off my mind. And I could just play freely and don't have to worry about nothing. But anytime you can get any rest in the NBA is great.
Tato?
Hey, Dorian, you kind of said it in regards of knowing that, Rudy's going to be the guy guarding you, that you're going to have to shoot a lot. When I asked Rick about it, he mentioned you kind of had the same thing in the bubble against Milwaukee. That was another scenario, another game where just the mindset had to be different. How different is it? Like, are you mentally planning ahead for just how many shots you're going to have to take? Or is it pretty simple other than just knowing you got to shoot?
I would say for me, I naturally just play unselfish. So, I got to kind of like tell myself to be aggressive. And so I think the team did a good job too of finding me whenever I had any opening. LD always do a good job of finding me and yelling at me to shoot. He told me I was going to have a game and because I was going to be open.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Dorian. We now have Jay Rich standing by, ready to go.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, so. And so Jay Rich will make his way this way, and we'll get started.
Rich 5'5", man. Man, that's a shooter. That's black.
Hi.
What's up? I want this little tunic you got.
Oh, going to the casual today. I actually almost wore a shirt or a dress with holes in it. We would have matched because it's in the picture.
See?
Dang it.
Selfish.
Let me bring you up here, and then we'll get going. All right, let's go ahead and start with Corey.
Hey, Jay Rich, how you doing, man?
What's up?
So, last year's season ended early. Obviously, you wasn't part of the team then. But how deep do you think this team is, and how poised do you think they can make a deep run this year?
I think we got a lot of talent from the top to the bottom. And, anytime you got a guy like Tim, JB, Trey, guys who can, shift the whole momentum of a game coming off a bench, then that's always a big help. But, I think we have the personnel that, anybody, any night can really hurt you.
Kevin?
Hey, Josh, this game seemed to be a lot more physical, and the dispositions seemed to be that way. Was that the mentality coming into this game after what happened in the 2 games in Utah?
Yeah, kind of, but I think we also got to remember that, the circumstance of the Utah games was very tough for us. We're not an excuse-making team, so, we're not really dwelling on it, but we knew that we were going to try to make the game look different today. We'll say that.
Leonardo from Peru.
Hi, Jay Rich. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Congrats on the win. Jay Rich, this win means something different for the team. And what are your thoughts on the defense of the team? Is that what you want for the Mavs this season?
Yeah. First of all, coming into the game, we know the Jazz are playing some of the on the NBA, so we knew it was going to be a tough game. But I think we did a good job of just making it a physical game, like we just about. And I think anybody in night can really hurt you in games, and that gives us a better chance as opposed to when we just kind of let the game flow come to us.
Okay, and the last one will be for Jim. Jim's from Ireland.
Hi, Josh. Loads of teams throughout the NBA, if they were playing the Utah Jazz, would miss Kristaps Porzingis. Obviously, it didn't affect you there tonight. What does that say about the strength of your team? That Kristaps wasn't playing and you still beat one of the top teams in the NBA?
Yeah, I think the guys who had to fill the spot for him, those are big shoes to fill. But I think that, Maxi Kleber, Nicolo Melli, new guy, I think Dwight Powell, those guys did a good job of just filling the shoes by committee. So we couldn't really ask for much more from them tonight.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Jay Rich.
Thank you.
Everybody, we're going to have availability tomorrow around 3:30 p.m. Have Jalen. We'll let you know if something changes, but you'll have those details later. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.
So that's going to end the Mavs post game. I'm going to try to see if I can head on to the Spurs post game and see if that's still going on. It had already started prior to the Mavericks post game, but they run a little late sometimes. So I'm going to try to see if I can hop on there real quick. Just bear with me. All right, they're still going on, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. So right now we're just waiting, see who's gonna come up. So if you're just tuning in, we're live on the Spurs post game show. Also, if y'all follow this game, if you post in the comments like questions that you think you want to hear or something like that, just post them in the comment section, and I might pick your question to ask. In this game, they played Cleveland. It was 125 to 101. Like I said before, if y'all have any questions, let me know in the comments, like questions that you want to know, and I might pick your question to be able to ask one of the players or one of the coaches or something like that. So just running down the game a little bit for the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan played 26 minutes. In those 26 minutes, he scored 20 points on 4 of 9 scoring. He has 44% from the field. He did attempt 1 3. He was not successful in hitting his 3. Going down the list a little bit, he had 13 points. Both Derek White and Rudy Gay had 13 points as well. It just seems like they really just didn't get it going this game. You had Darius Garland that, just really just, it's really just emerging in one of the premier young superstars. He had 37 points. He was 14 to 22. Colin Sexton, he had 22 points. This backcourt is just ferocious. This is a young backcourt. They're just doing things. I kind of like this backcourt that they do have. They're just having a tough time to string together games, but I think that it's a pretty strong backcourt. Kevin Love did play as well. He scored, chipped in with 9 points. He's been on and off ever since he's been back in the rotation. But he 6 minutes. So if you're just tuning in, we're on the Spurs post game. Just left a live post game with the Mavs. They got the win tonight against the top seeded Utah Jazz, 111 to 103. Just going over some of the box score game for this game was just starting with the Utah Jazz. They really didn't, get it going like they normally do. Mike Conley led the team in scoring at 28 points. And for the Mavericks, you have, of course, Luka. He was the top man on that team. He had 31 points tonight in 35 minutes on 11 to 26 shooting. I've been really noticing that Luka, he has a high number of points whenever the game is over, but the efficiency is still kind of not there like we want it to be with a superstar player at his caliber. He had 40. It was 42%. So it was 11-26 shooting. He attempted 11 threes. He hit 6 of them. So he was okay with his 3-pointers. So that wasn't bad. Made all of his free throws. He had 3 free throws. He's known to really struggle at the line. But tonight he hit all 3. The big bright spot tonight was Dorian Finney-Smith. Dorian Finney-Smith, he had 23 points on 8 of 17 shooting, 5 of 12 from 3 with 23 points. The defensive belt, Nico Melli came away with that. He had 7 rebounds. He also had 2 blocks. He didn't score any points, but he affected the game defensively. So if you're not familiar with the defensive belt, the Mavericks award the top man that was on defense in the game. If they win, they award that defensive belt to that player because they locked it down on defense. And tonight, that award went to Nico Melli. We're on a live post game show right now, waiting on someone who's going to come for the Spurs right now. While we do that, we're just going to check out some more of the game details. San Antonio did play this game at home. They've been really struggling this down the stretch. San Antonio. I mean, they just ran into a hot Darius Garland, scoring 37 points. That was definitely the game right there. And then you have Colin Sexton scoring 26 points. Then you have Torian Print. He had 19. They just couldn't overcome this team. They're young. It's a sneaky team, but they don't really have a lot of live televised games. But I've been really seeing how just kind of Darius Garland's progression. His progression has been pretty great year over year. He's steady, improved every year. He's put out he's at 40-point games, 30-point games here and there, and he's doing it silently. Not a lot of people are really paying too much close attention just because of the market. The team is not really that good, but they have a few bright spots, I must say. Really a big fan of their backcourt. I was still kind of waiting around. A lot of the times, when I do the Spurs post game, some of the it takes a little bit of time before some of the players come up. It's my game tonight. I wanted to see if they were still going to be on. And lucky for me, they are. Some of the other games that are around the league right now, Phoenix and Houston are still playing. Right now, Phoenix is behind 104 to 105 to Houston. The final in Brooklyn, it's going to be 114 to 112. Now, they play New York, and New York is another team that's been really showing difference than they had last year. They was, not very good last year, but this year they've, been able to find ways to get it done. The biggest bright spot for me is going to be Julius Randle. He's just been balling out lately. In this game, he had 38 minutes. He played for Coach Thibodeau, so they're going to play a lot of hot minutes in New York for sure. He had 19 points. Reggie Bullock chipped in with 21 points, 6'11" shooting. Yeah, we'll go down to the Brooklyn side. Inactive players that they had, Blake Griffin didn't play, Tyler Johnson didn't play. Of course, Spencer Dinwiddie, he's out for the season. Landry Shamet, he's out as well. LaMarcus Aldridge played. He had 8 points. Kyrie had 40 ball. Man, Kyrie had a 40 ball tonight. 15 to 28 shooting. James Harden did not contribute much. He didn't score any points. Looked like he probably left early. He was only on the floor a little over 4 minutes, looks like. I didn't get a chance to watch this game.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we got DeMar DeRozan coming up.
Let's go ahead and get started with Jeff McDonald. Jeff.
DeMar, just kind of what's the state of the locker room right now after this homestand? How's everybody kind of holding up psychologically?
It's frustrating. Nobody wants to lose. Been exhausting last few games. How we lost tonight, definitely frustrating. Should be frustrating. We got to carry that frustration over and, take it with us on the road and, use that frustration as a way to pull out these victories.
Is there any explanation to you why you guys have been pretty good on the road, but not so much at home?
I wish it was something I could tell you, but I think our sense of urgency when we on the road kind of kicks in a little bit more. Kind of forced to be out your comfort, and you kind of feel like everything's against you, and we go out there and play with that sense of urgency that we need. And it's there when we play on the road. We definitely gonna need it this time around.
Obviously, the schedule and stuff is not an excuse. You got to play through it. But does that coupled with the overtimes, could you feel the overtimes on you guys' legs tonight at all?
I'm pretty sure it's a fact way somehow, but it's been a tricky season all season. The amount of games, the traveling, and it's kind of just getting started. So if that was the case, we got to figure out how to fight through it because it's not going to get no easier.
And just on another note, I know he didn't play a whole lot, but does Gorgie look like he's going to be able to help you guys in certain areas?
Yeah. Once he find a comfort, it sucks that he got hurt his first game and it's really a second game back. But once we get our rhythm and he get more time out there, I definitely believe he's going to fit in, especially on both ends.
All right. Thanks, DeMar.
Yeah.
Let's go to Alfredo from Telemundo.
DeMar, how are the young guys handling this stretch, knowing that certain key players are going in and out in the lineup?
I mean, they're stepping up, being available, understanding, when their name is called, they gotta go out there and be ready to play. Like I said, it's been such an up and down season from, injuries to, COVID games, added games, so many games, 4 games in 5 nights, whatever it may be. It's just so up and down. So, just sucks that we haven't caught our rhythm like we want to. But, young guys, older guys, we all just trying to pull together and figure it out all together.
Thank you.
Alfredo, we'll wrap things up with Tom Osborne.
DeMar, Pop cited the lack of continuity with the lineup as a factor in this slide. Will it make a difference to have the full team together and to get Lonnie's energy back?
Yes. Just can't wait to have full bodies, everybody back together. It's a confidence thing, knowing you have all your guys, the camaraderie with guys that's been playing together the majority of the year. Just getting that back, kind of fighting, putting everything back in place like it was when we was playing well, just trying to get that back together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, DeMar.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for us. Thank you all very much. We will update our schedule as we figure out what we're doing prior to leaving for Denver. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Take it easy.
So that's going to conclude tonight's post game with the Spurs. I like to start doing a lot more of these, kind of sharing some of the experience with everyone that's out there. Like I was saying before, if you have any questions or anything like that, that you want to know, that you want to get asked, I can ask them for you. I might pick your question at random. So next time I go live here online, just send in your questions in the comment section. And if it's a good thought-provoking question, I might go ahead and I might pick your question to ask. So that's going to do it for tonight. I really thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said before, the next one I'm going to be streaming it live again, just to kind of get more engagement and things like that. Like I said before, I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and that's going to be a wrap for tonight.
If you love the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give a review on iTunes. Until next time.